Hey everybody, Cam Capital here. Gonna make a video on AMC and Gamestop. Gonna combine them once again just for simplicity's sake, and I think time-wise it is better for you guys. So AMC today closed at 1085, down 5%. So there was a divergence from GameStop today, and red-green action once again. So I was honestly kind of surprised this pre-market action. Right, so we did have a uptick in pre-market, and then a lot of the mainstream news, your Market Watch, TD, Ameritrade even had it on here too. Yahoo, all of them kind of came out talking about the 43 million shares being issued, not really talking about the 500 million getting shelved. And you got this sell-off basically 4 a.m. when the retail trader, more people are allowed to trade, start selling off. And I really thought this bounce at 11 was going to be the support for today. I thought 11 would be, especially if you watched my video from yesterday, the $11 area, this 38.2 fib, had been important in the past, but sold off below it right away, bounced down lower, 1065, tried to push higher, can't reclaim moving averages, run into basically this low from yesterday, or this consolidation from after market hours yesterday. And then we kind of just roll over, and then the $11 area, once it broke again, acted as overhead resistance, once, twice, and you can consider this 1095 pretty close, right? So sellers are just going to keep knocking it down. Valiant effort here into the close, power hour, bounce again around 10.7, probably using this 1065. Buyers are holding that level. Probably 10.7 was really where buyers were sitting at, and just the sheer overwhelming amount of volume in the first 5 minutes got that slippage, but buyers were able to push it back up, so we get that bounce again. So kind of a double bottom here, I'd say, and then algo pull back right into the close. It's pretty quiet after hours right now, only a 7-cent range, so I have to see where we land tomorrow, as we did form a doji candle on the daily. So what I've talked about with doji candles, right? We want to see where we open tomorrow. Usually the next candle, how that candle closes, finishes, is going to be the direction that we'll be headed. So here, the last two candles, we've had the four green days in a row. Then we get the spinning top candle, usually signals that market sentiment has changed, right? So this would be considered a bullish move from the last 4 days. So sentiment's changing, sellers are starting to take over, pushes this lower, and then sellers try to continue to push this thing lower, but buyer stepped in, forms this doji, right? So now we got indecision, and it's gonna be a fight for who takes control. So got a couple things in play, namely, again, right? So if you want to go long, most people are gonna be long bias in AMC, obviously. We want that short squeeze. 38.2 is going to be fib level is going to be an area of resistance above. So we'll zoom out here. That's what I was trying to do. Getting sidetracked, I guess. You see, still have less volume above 11 than we do below. A lot of support down into the 10s. I don't think we're going to pull back that far, but we do have support below. We have this standard D level. It's at 1078 right now. Have a rising 9 EMA still, and a 22 as well. And then also we do have the descending trend line, right? So once you break the trend line, this trend line was acting as resistance. It's not uncommon to come test it again and watch this trend line act as support to move higher. So that could be in play. So if we do gap down and start selling off again tomorrow, I'm going to be looking for support. Obviously the 25-cent marks are usually pretty good areas, right? So 1075, 1050, 1025, $10. And you see, let's look at the volume just one more time. A lot of volume. 1025 would probably be the first zone, but you can say 10.5 as well, right? So we do have increasing volume as we keep going closer to $10. And if we just go to the weekly, just to see that weekly candle, as we are now 3 days in it, right? So pretty long wick on the top. So we could this could be a downward momentum on a weekly time frame, but 2 days left in the week. Monthly options expire on Friday, so anything can happen in the next 2 days to reverse this candle. and we got a 200 EMA that we're sitting under right now for the weekly at 1097. So it looks like that $11 mark will probably be pretty popular now for options going into Friday. And then last note, just weekly volume, which we talked about yesterday. Right, we already have more volume this week in 3 days than we did last week, so we'd like to see that volume increase continue. Especially, I think more volume is better for bullish case than bearish case right now. So that's what I got for AMC. We'll go to Gamestop now. Gamestop, we'll go to the 5-minute chart to see the intraday move. Close at 178.58. It's only up 81 cents on the day. But you see we did follow kind of AMC moving lower in pre-market. Sold off all the way down to 166, and then had a pretty significant strong move all morning, and then consolidated pretty close up to its highs. Right, we got up to 182. So the highs were basically consolidated, pushed into the consolidated area from yesterday's morning. So that's good news. And then we basically closed, in the second part of the consolidated area from yesterday afternoon. Yesterday, the algo raid pushed us down. Kind of same thing here. Last 10 minutes, AMC, GameStop, the retail trading ones usually get hit pretty hard by algorithms in the last 10 minutes. And you see here after hours, it looks like, we got 1-2 hammers forming here on the 5-minute chart. Right off this 50 EMA at 178, so we could find some support here after hours. Hop out to the daily chart, and you see the biggest takeaway I see from this. So we talked about in the video from yesterday, right? So if we use this upper trend line, resistance line, that after our market move on the debt elimination, we actually are 200. So you can say this resistance line was tested once and it held. So we get the spinning top saying market sentiments change from bullish to bearish somewhat, and we sell off down lower today, and then we find support on the 9 and the 22 EMA, right? Both those things are touching now. Also, you can probably say the 9 did cross with the 22 by 8 cents on the close of the candle. So these are moving throughout the day, so it wasn't static, but found support at that 166 level, pushes back up, also closing above this half deviation mark. And it's this close. I'm trying to look at the high. That doesn't look right from the mark. 175 high, right? So the open kind of price on the other side didn't do much, but over here, see if we can get some marks where we're closing at 178. Don't have too much just from a daily candlestick spot around that 178 level. So we'll zoom out and look at the volume. You see we still do have that volume in the 180s to 186 level that could be acting as overhead resistance, and that's going to coincide with the resistance line as well. You can see volume today kind of lower again, 5.7 million shares, excuse me, but we're going to be up elevated on volume for the weekly time frame. Probably had more volume already in the 3 days than we did last week, which it looks like we do. So last week 27 million shares, so we're just shy 25 million shares, but definitely going to eclipse it. So let's see if we can get some continuation. I think the next biggest break is going to be this this descending line of resistance. Let's go back to daily just because it looks better. But I think tomorrow, all right, so tomorrow, say we can just get a candle to open. If we can break that 180 level, we could get a quick move, at least back up to that 38.2 fib at 186. So I'm definitely going to be marking, probably the close 180, the high of this candle 180, 198, probably this one too 183.5, and then the 186 level. Those are all going to be key levels moving higher tomorrow that I will be watching if we get a gap up for GameStop or just sideways action after market or pre-market hours for tomorrow. So that's what I got for you guys on AMC and GameStop. Let me know in the comments your thoughts of how we can finish the month on both of these stocks. Appreciate you taking time to watch the video, and we'll see you in the next one.